You meet someone new, and before they say a single word, you already feel something about them. Maybe it's warmth, maybe it's a flicker of unease. You can't explain it, you just know it. You tell yourself you're being open-minded. You tell yourself you'll wait and see. But the real answer is far stranger. You already decided, and you decided before you were even aware you were deciding. Somewhere underneath the part of you that thinks in words, a much older system just ran a calculation. It ran it in less time than it takes to blink. It didn't ask your permission, and it didn't wait for evidence. It didn't consult the version of you that prides itself on being fair. This is what happens every single time, without exception, when you meet a stranger. Picture a psychology lab at Princeton. Researchers led by Alexander Todorov started flashing photographs of unfamiliar faces at people for a tenth of a second. Not a few seconds, a tenth of one. Barely enough time for the eye to register a shape, let alone a face. And yet people rated those faces, trustworthy or not, competent or not, likable or not. Here's the part that should stop you. When researchers gave people more time to look, the ratings barely changed. A tenth of a second produced almost the same judgment as a full 10 seconds. Extra time didn't make people more accurate, it just made them more confident in the verdict they'd already reached. Read that again. Your brain isn't gathering evidence about a stranger's character. It's pattern matching a face against a template, and it's doing it before your conscious mind. 1238 euros, 15, X script you judge every stranger in. So what is that template built from? Where does it come from? To answer that, you have to go back. Long before resumes, before introductions, before small talk, your ancestors lived in small bands of people who depended on each other to survive. A stranger walking into camp wasn't a neutral event. A stranger was a fork in the road. They might be a future ally, a future mate, or a future threat with a weapon you hadn't noticed yet. There was no time to deliberate. The cost of hesitating in front of real danger could be your life. So natural selection built something faster than thought, a snap judgment system wired directly into the amygdala, the small almond-shaped structure deep in your brain that works like a smoke alarm, scanning everything for signs of danger before your rational mind is even in the room. The amygdala doesn't wait for proof. It fires first and explains itself later, if it explains itself at all. 1239 euros, 15x script you judge every stranger in. This is the system Todorov's faces were waking up, not conscious analysis, ancient alarm. But here's the twist, and it's the part that should genuinely unsettle you. This ancient alarm is fast, it is not accurate. Researchers have found that certain faces get rated as more trustworthy simply because of their shape, not because of anything the person has actually done. Rounder features, wider eyes, a softer jawline, these read as safe to your brain in the same way a baby's face does, regardless of who is actually behind them. Meanwhile, faces with sharper angles or heavier brows can trigger suspicion in someone who has never lied to anyone in their life. Your brain isn't measuring trustworthiness. It's measuring resemblance to trustworthy-looking faces it has seen before. Those are not the same thing. One is character, the other is geometry.